Hey Capricorn, thanks for joining me. This is your June 2015 tarot card reading. And so this is going to be a short one because I'm really short on time, but if you want to check out July, I'm going to do it really early in the month, so when it's ready the link will be here. If the link is not here, it's not ready. I'm reading with the Tyler Ellis deck again because I like it so much. And then please make sure that you're watching the year preview reading. I know it's June, but it's a great time to touch base with that reading. It's a really good reading. It's really in-depth. It took a really long time, and there's 2 parts to it, so it's really worth it. Check it out here. And then here, check out my new videos, which are spells. I'm making spells for people because people always ask me to cast spells for them, or enchantments, prayers, whatever you want to call it. And I made a channel for it so you guys can get the effects that you're looking for. So, you know, to mend a broken heart or to find true love, that's what you'll need to do, is click through, subscribe, and watch those videos, and those will hook you up with that kind of energy, the healing energy, right? So here we go. So this is Capricorn 2015. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have 10 cards. Let's look at the bottom card. At the bottom we have the moon. Inspiration is key here, so divine inspiration, understanding, kind of getting visions about things but not being sure what everything's about. It's the mystery. It's not a oracle. It's kind of having a, you know, kind of a first interaction with intuition, first interaction with insight and foresight. And so it's a deep feminine card to do with yin energy, and that's a part of the female triad, and so in tarot. And so it also means shadow side, or the side that's less known. You know, I think that it has to do a lot with creativity and evolution of thought and kind of cosmicness, maybe different set of priorities than we hold in everyday life. So expect this month to be, you know, kind of interesting. Neptune goes retrograde this month, which is going to be very cool for a while. Ooh, at the center we have the High Priestess. That's not bad. 2 of Swords at the top, Chariot at the bottom, Death in the past, Page of Swords in the future, Knight of Cups, Knight of Rods, 5 of Rods, and then Ace of Pentacles. So new beginning being offered out of someone's going to offer you something, and I think it's going to be this Page of Swords. Page of Swords depicts a person who is either Aquarius, Libra, or Aquarius, Libra, who else? Come on, Gemini. There we go. So it's one of those signs, and then there's also the Knight of Cups, which is you in the position. You're putting your heart out there. You're kind of making some kind of offer, emotional offer, is you're making out towards someone. And then we have Knight of Rods in your friendship position, kind of really taking your back. Now this could be Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, but just as Knight of Cups can be Capricorn, this can mean any sign. It's just a guiding principle. Somebody's going to pop back in your life, maybe possibly somebody from the past. And this person will just be a highlight for the month. You have technically just 3 trumps in the reading. I know you have the moon here, but that doesn't really count towards what I'm trying to say. So you still have a pretty good way to manage the month and have kind of decision power on what happens in the month and how things play out. At the center of the reading we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess talks about insight and intuition. She's able to give foresight. The thing about High Priestess, people, you know, kind of get up her ass, but in reality she just says it how it is. And so sometimes it's hard for people to understand for many reasons, and some of the reasons, one of the reasons is that they haven't really spiritually got to where she is speaking from, because they haven't lived towards the future that she's saying. So therefore her advice can be met with cynicism, and it can be met with, kind of an arched back. And so in this circumstance, I think Capricorn, I do think that you're going to get some news that you're not ready to hear yet. But once it plays out, I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as you feel. I think that you've had some fundamental transitions here. We have the Death card. I'll show you that in just a sec. But that Death card suggests that something really ended. There was a real transition for you in the recent past. And so with that transition, let bygones be bygones, but you are a little bit sensitive. So I think that you might get a little bit up in arms with, hearing some information. I think it's going to be a surprise to you. I don't think you'll be expected. And so therefore you will have to kind of deal with that. But I think that as time goes on, you're going to become more appreciative and less defensive, and really embrace the new opportunity. I think it's like a doctor. You never want to hear what a doctor has to say that's constructive or pointing out anything that's wrong. But in the end, you're happy that they said it, and that's the same thing. Think of the High Priestess as like your spiritual doctor. Somebody who knows what's good for you and says it with honesty and an open heart, and then the outcome is good. What crosses her is the Page of Pentacles. So this would be a Capricorn or Virgo, Taurus person, but not necessarily so. This could be someone from another sign as well. This is someone who might be offering you, I get it. Some of you Capricorns are going to get an offer and going against the better judgment of the High Priestess. I think you're going to go for it. And I think that it's going to play out in the long run whether you've made the right decision or not. But I think that the advice is to go one way, and then you're trusting your own intuition to go another. Some of you may be getting reading, or some of you may be getting insight from a friend, or maybe even your mother, like a wise woman, telling you what to do. And so maybe it's hard to take, and maybe your mind's set in a different direction, and this person really will be encouraging the situation. So I think that there will be a conflict between what's available for you to do and what you end up doing. I think that you're going to get defensive, and I think you're still going to go with it, because I think that inside your own intuition, you're going to have insight to go in that direction. How it plays out, that's yet to know. The last card of this month in June is Ace of Pentacles. At the top of the reading, we have Two of Swords, which is a decision between two options. Below is the Chariot, which is really overcoming and trusting yourself, which is ultimately what any High Priestess or Oracle will tell you to do. Trust your own inner voice. So maybe some transition has shaken you to the core. Maybe something has ended, or maybe you've gone through some upheaval and you really learned a lesson about trusting yourself and listening to your own insight and intuition. And so now you're no longer so keen to listen to other people's advice, and now you're so ready to kind of go your own way. And I think because you have something concrete in mind, and I think somebody's really encouraging you. Remember, this is a page, so they're going to be excited about everything, so make sure that you're keeping your ambitions in check. So yeah, Page of Swords, this is the kind of defensiveness that I'm talking about. I think that it's deciding between two things and having an advice go one way, and then there's like the opportunity the other way, and you go with the opportunity against the advice. We'll see how the advice, it doesn't say that one's right or one's wrong. But I do think that the High Priestess has a real deep truth. So even if you don't go with her advice, make sure that you take acknowledgement of it, and that you bring it forward in some way, that you bring it forward in some way, that you kind of implement or write it down, even so that you can draw on in the future and reflect on that decision then when things are more complicated. And so Knight of Cups is you, and emotionally driven this month. If you are this way, if you're making emotional offers, make sure that you're doing some critical thinking around it. Make sure that your critical thinking is discerning whether you're making decisions appropriately, which is very kind of strange for Capricorn. Although you guys are emotional, it's just in business settings or in decision settings, you're not as emotionally sensitive, and I think this might be a time when you're maybe more emotionally sensitive. I think that this is an external thing that's going on. Knight of Rods is coming in. putting in his 2 cents, putting in his ideas, putting in, you know, some insight and intuition. He could be, you know, kind of inspiring. I think that he really doesn't have a feeling towards this person, this Page of Pentacles, or what this person represents. Maybe this is somebody from your friends and family who's going to be like, be careful. Be careful with what you're doing here, and make sure that this is what you want and this is the direction you want to go. What you're hoping or fearing is that there's going to be too much energy in too many directions. I think you're really worrying of putting too much on your plate and not using resources wisely. The outcome is a new physical direction in a new direction. It's a seed, right? So whatever you do with it is how it will grow. So if you nurture it. However, the moon, it's a question about what is more right, the priestess or the moon. They're both really important. At the bottom of the reading is the Chariot, which really reinforces that there is, you know, a good decision. You're a hero that's overcoming something. So therefore, I wouldn't dissuade you from doing it any other way. I hope you have a great June, and thank you for joining me for this reading. We'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.